All right, chapter 3. We're going to keep going with the cause and effect um, text structure. Our climate affects our air. When fossil fuels burn, they don't just give off greenhouse gases, they also pollute the air by adding ozone, dust, and other pollutants to the atmosphere. Air pollution is anything in the air that is harmful to humans or the environment. As our climate warms, air pollution will get worse. Ozone. Ozone is one form of air pollution. It is a gas made of 3 oxygen atoms. Some ozone is good for us. This good ozone floats high above the top layer of our atmosphere. It shields the Earth from the sun's ultraviolet rays. These rays can cause cancer and harm crops. But ozone is bad when it hovers near the Earth's surface. A reaction between sunlight and exhaust from burning fossil fuels creates this ozone. Ozone is a major ingredient in smog. Smog is a thick, dark haze formed by sunlight reacting with exhaust, smoke, and ozone. Smog makes breathing difficult. It can even be deadly. The ozone in smog irritates the throat and lungs. It is particularly bad for people who are sick or have asthma, but even healthy people can have problems breathing when ozone levels are too high. So on this page, if I'm thinking about cause and effect, burning our fossil fuels and the sunlight reacting to those burning fossil fuels, to those gases, creates smog. So the effect of smog is that it makes breathing difficult. Okay, it irritates my throat and my lungs. It can be bad for if I have asthma or if I'm already sick with another type of respiratory disease. So that's how I would read cause and effect on this page. Sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is a pollutant given off by burning fossil fuels in power plants and factories. It contains 1 sulfur atom and 2 oxygen atoms. Sulfur dioxide forms particles that can get deep into your lungs and damage them. Even brief exposure to sulfur dioxide can make it difficult to breathe. Sulfur dioxide is also found in acid rain. Both nitrous oxide, a greenhouse gas, and sulfur dioxide can combine with water to form acid rain. When acid rain runs into lakes and streams, it can kill fish and other wildlife. Acid rain can eat away at buildings and monuments too. So on this page, I'm reading the cause is sulfur dioxide is created when we burn our fossil fuels in our power plants and factories. And so in sulfur dioxide, the effect of that being in our atmosphere is that it can damage my lungs with these little particles. And that can make it hard for me to breathe. So another effect of sulfur dioxide being in the atmosphere is that it can combine with nitrous oxide, and then those 2 gases will form with water and create acid rain. And the effect of acid rain is that it might kill fish and wildlife, especially if it gets in our lakes and streams. And it can also eat away at monuments and buildings. And on the other page, even that acid rain could destroy trees and plants, like in a forest. Dirt and dust. Another type of air pollution is floating particles, such as dust or smoke. As climate change gets worse, some places experience drought. A drought is a long period of dryness. If the soil is dry, the wind easily blows it away. This puts more dust into the air and makes it harder to breathe. Drought also increases the risk of forest fires. When forests get too dry, they can catch fire. These fires create smoke. Smoke can give you a runny nose, make your eyes burn, and make you cough. And tiny particles of smoke can penetrate deep into your lungs, making it difficult to breathe. If you have heart or lung problems, smoke can make your symptoms worse. So on these 2 pages, I read about 2 more types of air pollution: dirt and dust and smoke. And so when I have the effect of having dust and dirt and smoke in the air, it's going to make it harder for me to breathe. It could make existing health problems worse. And it's going to help with, if the soil is too dry, the wind, it makes it too easy for the, maybe not on that part. I think that would be a separate cause and effect. So the effect of a drought would be that the soil is dry and the wind blows it away. So that would not have to do with the air pollution. That would be its own, it will be its own example of cause and effect. So within this, we have two cause and effect examples. All right. Climate change may also mean more pollen in the air. Pollen is a tiny yellow grain produced by flowers to fertilize their seeds. As Earth warms, plants will have a longer growing season, so they will have more time to produce pollen. Pollen is a problem for people with allergies because it can make them sneeze and cough. It can give them itchy eyes and skin. So another effect of climate change would be more pollen in the air, and an effect of more pollen in the air means we have a longer growing season, but it also makes people's allergies a lot worse. Climate change may also increase indoor air pollution. As Earth warms, the ice at the North and South Pole melts. The sea level rises. Heat from higher temperatures also puts more energy in the atmosphere, which causes more violent storms. Storms and rising sea levels can increase flooding. Buildings that have been flooded sometimes grow mold. Mold spores floating inside buildings can make people sick. The good news is that many people are working to improve our air quality and slow down climate change. All right, so on those few pages, we talked a lot about cause and effect text structure. And so as we think about the events, we think about what happens because of those events. So we kind of think about why something happened and what were the effects. All right, so then now we're going to do a real short one on problem and solution. Not problem and solution. We're going to do a real short one on comparisons.